So let's take a minute to talk about inspections and the survey. First of all, we're going to talk about inspections. You as a purchaser has the opportunity to come out prior to making a bid and inspecting the property that you want to buy. That means if you want to buy a piece of real property, you can get out and walk around on it if it's a piece of land. If it happens to be a house, hey, get your home inspector, get your contractor friend, or someone who really understands about the construction side of the house and come in and do your home inspection. Get ready to make your offer. Do this in advance. Be prepared. Now, whose cost is that? That is a seller is going to say that is a buyer's cost, so the seller's not going to pay for that unless a seller looks up and says, you know what, I may have an inspection done prior to, and I'm going to give the buyer a convenience of not purchasing another home inspection, but you must rely on the information that you're looking at. So therefore, it's going to be incumbent upon you, the purchaser, to do your own inspection. Put your eyeballs on it, looks in the cracks, looks in the crevices, get all deep up into it. Make sure that you know what you're buying, because once you say I do, well, everybody knows what that means. You've just made a deal. So let's talk about the survey. The survey is another document that is going to describe your piece of property that you are potentially buying. So the seller may have a prior survey. In states such as Texas, there's what we call the T-47. And the T-47 just basically is a notice to the purchaser, or an affidavit saying that the survey is here, it is completed, and that you as a buyer may accept this survey, and the seller is saying there's nothing adverse, or if there is something adverse, it may be listed on that document. So you may not be having to purchase a new survey. So let's talk about instances where a new survey may be required. Let's just say that a property hasn't been sold in 100 years. It's going to be in everybody's best interest to order a new survey. If there's going to be a subdivision of property, the municipality that or the jurisdiction that you're working up under may require that survey. So you have to have that survey, and the lots are matted and platted, and there you go. You know where your piece of property is. But what if a property has not been surveyed in a number of years? If there's a land line dispute that you know about, the survey is going to talk about encroachments or any other issues that may affect the property. It may locate a building. So a survey is a good instrument to own and to maintain that accurately describes the property that you're going to purchase or that you may own in the future. Now, who pays for all this? Once again, it comes back and it's negotiated. Read the terms and conditions, because the terms and conditions may say the purchaser will give you the survey that they have in possession free of charge. The terms and conditions may say that for a nominal fee, the surveyor may come out and check the boundary markers, and you've got the corners put up, and at least you know where the boundary corners are. Or the terms and conditions may say that the purchaser is required to have a brand new survey at the purchaser's expense. All of these are in the terms and conditions. Who knows what may happen, but it is suggested that a survey is produced to accurately describe the property that you're going to purchase. Now, let's talk about a property that may not have a survey but is being offered divided. We call this a proposed plat. It is not the legal document. It is a plat that a skilled person, such as an engineer, may have drawn in advance of a land sale and say, these are the proposed lines. The proposed line. So that line may move 10 or 15 foot according to what the number of acres that you've purchased, but let's take 100 acres. It may be split and divided into 10-acre tracts. So when it is divided in those 10-acre tracts, the engineer is going to say this is the configuration, and if you're buying at auction especially, you will see a multiple tract or multi-parcel auction with 10 tracts. It could be 20 tracts, it could be 40, it could be 3. We don't know what it is. It all depends on the property that you're going to buy. Once again, read the terms and conditions, ask the auctioneer the question, look at the plat map, because a survey will have to be completed after the sale is done. And why do we do that? because we do not know who's going to purchase which tract. We may have 10 individual purchasers. The individual purchasers will pay for their individual surveys. Sometimes it's done on a lineal foot basis. Sometimes the surveyor will come out and say it's going to cost X dollars per tract in order to get the plat map configured, certified to the new purchaser's name. Or we've seen this happen. Say that we have a T47 and we have a prior survey, and we divide it up dependent upon that survey. We meet all the codes or the local codes, and the local municipality has given some form of authorization, even in the subdivision ordinances or by special proclamation or by some type of special permit, to say you can divide this piece of land 10 acres or more. All right? You get the survey, and we divide it up according to what that survey says from a previous owner. And we're proposing to split it into 10 tracts. Like I said a while ago, I'm going to step back just a second and say that what if we sell it to 2 or 3 different people? We don't have to get all 10 tracts surveyed. We only survey or order the survey according to the configuration which you have just bid on. But what happens if we have a buyer? So let's go to the last and final opportunity that a buyer may have. Let's just say that a survey does exist. It is divided from that existing survey, and that purchaser buys the whole tract. They buy every square inch of that piece of land. Do they have to get a survey? And the answer is no. They can choose to accept the previous survey that the seller had that exists on the land. Regardless, what you need to do, if you're going to bid and buy, you're going to make your offer in an auction scenario or a traditional scenario, you need to ask these questions. Is there a survey out there? It may save you a few bucks. You may just be required to pay for a new survey, or who knows, the seller may say, hey, you know what, we're just going to get the survey and pay for it and give it to the purchaser. It's all in the terms and conditions. It's all written in the legal documents. Be prepared, be ready, ask questions, and you're going to have a good time buying a piece of property.
Well, that's who I am. Here's what I say. I'm the auctioneer. People like it that way.